So in the previous example, we have seen the character formatting using %s, %t, and likewise. Now in this section, we are going to focus on the dot format. So the format method formats the specified values and insert them inside the string placeholder. So we pass on the values as an argument to format, and then these values can be used into the placeholder. So let's take an example. What we see here in the first section between these two quotes is a string with three placeholders. So placeholders are given by curly braces. So the first placeholder we are using index 0. We'll come to it later. Then there's the second placeholder and the third placeholder. And the values we are passing are India and Nepal. So India is 80 index, right? And Nepal is at index 1. So just think of it for now as a tuple, and the tuple with value 0 uh, at index 0 is India, and the element at index 1 is Nepal. Now we can use these indexes in this placeholder. So when we use index 0, we are referring to India, and when we use index 1, we are referring to Nepal. So ultimately what we are trying to say here is India is a great country. India shares its border with Nepal. So let's run the code. So the output is India is a great country. India shares its border with Nepal, right? Usually, dot format method is really very powerful. We are going to see a couple of more cases. So rather than passing the values in form of a sequence where we accessed them using indexes 0 and 1, we can also use the key value pair. We will look into it. But before we move on, let's understand basic advantages of format method over the character formatting using uh, percentages. So this will support indexing. So as we have seen last time when we were using character formatting, it was a hard code mapping. We were unable to change the sequence. Here we can always do so. For example, rather than using 0, I can pass 1 and say 1 as the indexes, and then here I'll use 0. So the sentence will change from India is a great country, India shares its border with Nepal, to Nepal is a great country, Nepal shares its borders with India. So it's very easy to switch the position, right? Just using the index. Second, it provides keyword mapping, which we are going to see next, and reuse is allowed. So let's take them one at a time. So this we have already seen indexing. So we can always change the indexes, and then based on that, we can recreate, reformat the string. So if we change it, we'll get Advait, Adit, and Aditi, because now first we are taking index 2, which will be Advait. If we would have taken index 0, 1, and then index 2, then the sequence would have been just opposite, starting with Aditi, Aditi, and then Advait, right? Next, if we were going to, rather than using without key value pairs, just uh, as a tuple, we have shared this strings. Rather than that, we could have actually used key value pairs. So like rather than saying just names, we are saying key country followed by value India, and then say key capital followed by value New Delhi. And then we can refer to these values using their keys. So we can say country, which will refer to India, and then capital, which will refer to New Delhi. So what we are trying to say here is India's capital is New Delhi. Okay, so let's run this. Let's also quickly have a look at message 2, and then we can print them together. Here we are going to say capital is capital of country. That means New Delhi is capital of India. So in the first we are saying India's capital is New Delhi. In second we are saying New Delhi is capital of India. Okay, let's see. Pretty easy, right? The third one is we can reuse the inserted element. So for example, if we would have used percentage formatting using percentage %s, if there were two occurrences of the same key, same element, then we would have to put two placeholders, and then both of them would have used, we have to pass two values. But if it would have been a dot format method, then we can just pass the same value and then keep on reusing it. So we don't have to pass it as many times as we need. We pass it once and then we can keep reusing it. So These are three very basic and very prominent advantages of using dot format over the character formatting. Next, we'll look into f strings.